legend, you know? Very strong, he's very, very fast. And still Manny Pacquiao looks like...
Manny has so much experience, that man, he could get through anything. You know, as long as they have the right plan, whatever they do, man, they have that.
This guy is everything I would want to be, you know, as a career, as a fighter, because he did everything, like, you know, with such grace, and he did, you know, pit up.
Manny Pacquiao was once one of the most feared and respected fighters in the sport, and all these years later, he's still a living legend. Today's top boxers, many of whom grew up watching him in the ring, continue to speak about him with deep admiration. So what makes Pacquiao so iconic? Why does this 8-division world champion continue to inspire, or even among the sports elite? Now, with the stunning announcement that he's coming out of retirement to fight Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title, the boxing world is in shock. The news has lit up headlines, and social media, fans, fighters, and experts can't stop talking about it. Does Pacquiao still have it in him? Is this comeback real? Top fighters wasted no time reacting, and what's striking is the level of respect they showed. One of the first to speak out was Terence Crawford, a no-nonsense, pound-for-pound superstar. Crawford doesn't give out compliments easily, so when he praised Pacquiao, people listened. To many, Manny isn't just a former champion, he's the last of a dying breed. And now, with one last run on the horizon, all eyes are on him once again.
Do you think he's too old at 46 to fight Barrios?
I can't say if he's too old or not. You know, if he get in there and win, then...
Terence Crawford didn't hold back. He called Manny Pacquiao one of the greatest fighters of all time, and here's the kicker, he said that even at 46, he still wouldn't bet against him. Coming from Crawford, who's known for his brutal honesty and rarely gives praise, that's a massive statement. It shows just how much respect Manny commands, not just from fans and media, but from the very best in the game.
I don't put no limit on an all-time great like Manny.
And Crawford wasn't alone. George Bamboos Jr. also reacted quickly to the news. The former unified lightweight champion, who once held the WBA, IBF, WBO, and Ring magazine titles, has long felt a deep connection with Pacquiao. Their styles, discipline, and underdog mentality share a lot in common. There's a real sense of mutual respect between them, forged through the warrior spirit they both carry into the ring.
Surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything. And
George Bamboos Jr., whose ancestry traces back to Sparta, a land known for producing warriors, understands what it means to fight with heart. He said it best, when Manny Pacquiao sets his sights on something, he doesn't stop until he makes it happen.
Try his best. That's what Manny, one thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So
this isn't the first time Cambacos has praised the Filipino icon. On a previous episode of the Joe Rogan podcast, he called Manny a 1 in a billion and said no one will ever replicate his record, winning world titles in 8 different weight divisions. It's a feat that stands alone in boxing history, and likely always will.
I know the man that I was sparring. I love that guy. So, but again, he's a legend, and he turns it on.
Another voice that chimed in was Rally Romero, one of boxing's boldest personalities. Fresh off his high-profile win over Ryan Garcia, Rally gave his signature take on Pacquiao Hall of Fame induction. He joked that Manny should have been inducted years ago and said it was borderline disrespectful that it took so long. And when someone like Rally, who's usually more sarcastic than sentimental, shows that kind of admiration, you know it's real.
Have an opportunity like that to spar 250 rounds with one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he won world titles in what, 8 divisions?
8 divisions, 13 or 14 world titles.
Crazy.
It will never be done again.
Crazy.
And as much as you want to see records broken, and you know, I want to break records, that man is a one.
When it comes to Ryan Garcia, his reaction to Pacquiao return was more heartfelt than humorous. Ryan has never shied away from expressing his admiration for Manny. He's openly called him his idol. To him, Pacquiao represents everything he aspires to be, not just as a fighter, but as a human being.
Manny Pacquiao, he's going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. He's an inductee.
Wait, he isn't inducted yet?
Not yet. He's an inductee.
Wait.
He said, wait. So Manny Pacquiao is not inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Not yet. What does he mean to the sport of boxing?
No, wait. Y'all just got me fucked up. Wait. The one
It can't soda.
the one dude, the 8th division champion, not inducted to the Hall of Fame. So I mean, obviously now he's
Not just about Manny's greatness in the ring, but about his impact outside of it, his generosity, humility, and the countless lives he's touched through his charitable work. For Ryan, that's the real legacy. It's not just about titles or knockouts, it's about leaving the world better than you found it. And Manny, he says, has done exactly that.
That's one of my idols. Like, I really look up to Pacquiao. Like, people don't know, but like, he's one of the people I look at. I'm like, man, like, this guy is everything I would want to be, you know.
Then came Devin Haney's reaction. The calm, cerebral two-division world champion didn't hesitate to call Manny Pacquiao a legend. Haney emphasized that age can be deceiving. Pacquiao's timing, speed, and ring IQ are still razor sharp. People underestimate him because he's 46, but Haney warned, that's a big mistake.
Fired because he did everything, like, you know, with such grace, and he did, you know, put up spectacular fights. He helped out his community. I'm trying to do things similar like that, but me, I'm more of I want to give back to, you know, like the younger generation. I want to.
Can Manny really beat a much younger fighter like Mario Barrios? That remains to be seen. But what's undeniable is the deep respect today's champions have for him. This isn't just nostalgia, it's recognition. These are fighters who grew up studying Pacquiao moves, borrowing from his style, and in many cases, drawing direct inspiration from him. Even Jerona "Tank" Davis, famous for his trash talk and bravado, couldn't hide his admiration. After Manny visited him before one of his fights, Tank said, "Manny is a genuine, respectful guy, someone you can't help but admire, even if you're very different."
I think Pacquiao is a legend. I think that he's a real good fighter, and I think that people underestimate his skills because he's older or he lost to Floyd. But I still think that he has a lot in store, and I think that he could beat a lot of the top guys here. So
Chris Algieri, former WBO junior welterweight champion, has also praised Manny repeatedly. In one striking comment, he said Pacquiao hit harder than Errol Spence Jr. Think about that, Spence is a bigger, naturally stronger welterweight. Yet it was Pacquiao, the smaller man on paper, whose power left the bigger impression.
So really quick, tell me about Manny Pacquiao coming to visit you. He flew all the way from the Philippines to watch you fight. Yeah, it's like an 18-hour flight.
That was dope.
He's a really cool guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Did he give you any advice or tips?
I don't think he gave me a tip. It definitely was fire to have him come.
Surprising.
And surprise, bro.
And Algieri wasn't unprepared for that fight. In fact, he said his training camp was one of the best of his career. He was in peak condition, physically and mentally. But even that wasn't enough. That's the kind of fighter Manny is. His greatness isn't just about skill or strength, it's about a relentless will to win.
When I fought Errol Spence, and he was the first fighter to ever stop me, and everyone was asking me, man, I mean, he must hit harder than Pacquiao and Ruslan. And I said, no, actually, he doesn't hit harder than either. They both hit harder than him. Well, how did he stop him? Like, he hit me with a lot. It wasn't the one punch. It was the number of punches that he landed on me that was able to.
Then there's Vasily Lukashenko, arguably one of the most technically gifted boxers alive. Known for his dazzling footwork and ability to break opponents down mentally, Lukashenko doesn't hand out praise lightly. But he's said it clearly, Manny is a living legend. According to Lukashenko, Pacquiao still moves like he did a decade ago, fast, powerful, and elusive. While others slow down with age, Manny looks like he's found a way to turn back the clock.
My trajectory was so fast. It was exponential how quickly I got from, literally fighting in my hometown to fighting Manny Pacquiao in Macau. It was such a blur at the time. I was just so focused. I think a couple days ago you said that I was like the nerd in school. Well, I was a nerd in the gym too. I left no stone unturned. I trained so hard. I did everything right. I went to sleep early. All my food was perfect. My training was exceptional. I had all the good sparring partners. I left no stone unturned. And that was the way that I was able to deal with any kind of nerves going into a fight. Homework. I did my homework. So I was prepared. I always knew I was prepared for every fight, even if I didn't know what I needed.
Errol Spence Jr., who was originally scheduled to face Pacquiao before an eye injury forced him to withdraw, also had words of respect. Even though the fight never happened, Spence said just being in the build-up, just preparing for a fight with Manny, was meaningful. Facing Pacquiao, even hypothetically, carries weight.
And big pleasure fight with legend, you know. Very strong, he's very fast. Still Manny Pacquiao looks like
Teofimo Lopez, a flashy, two-division world champ with plenty of confidence, pointed out something different. According to him, Pacquiao's greatest weapon might not be his speed or power, it's his experience. If Manny has the right strategy, Lopez said, he can beat anyone. It's not just about fighting hard, it's about fighting smart. That comes from years of being at the very top.
What can I say about big Hall of Famer, the legend, Floyd?
Only 8th division champion of boxing.
Yeah,
and still a champion at the highest level.
All these voices, from rising stars to seasoned champions, agree on one thing: Manny Pacquiao is truly one of a kind. He's not just a legend because of what he's done in the ring, but because of how he's done it, with humility, courage, and unmatched heart. Respect like this can't be bought. It's not handed out. It's earned, and Manny has earned it from the best in the sport. Now it's your turn, fight fans. Where do you rank Manny Pacquiao among the all-time greats? Can he still capture a world title at 46? Let us know in the comments below.